Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Minecraft Dude Zero to YouTube channel. I want to try and make a tier list. I've been watching a lot of tier list videos lately, and so I wanted to try and make my own. And so I thought I would do Pixar movies, because I absolutely love Pixar movies. Anyways, let's get started. Oh, and also a little bit of an Easter egg. All these movies here, I put them in the exact order that they came out in. So I think that's a little bit cool, but anyways, let's start. So first, we've got Toy Story 1. Now, in Toy Story 1, this is a legendary movie that changed the movie industry forever. It was a massive leap forward for Pixar. It's the very first full-length animated movie, and it is a really great movie, but honestly, I don't really think it fits the standards for today's movies. It's not really that fun to rewatch. Like, the storyline isn't really very engaging, in my opinion. So honestly, I think I'm gonna have to put it in C tier. It's controversial, I know, but this is my tier list after all. Alright, up next is A Bug's Life. Now, I think this is a really good movie. The movie is honestly kind of racist in my opinion, with the ants and the grasshoppers, but it is still a fun movie. I like rewatching it. I think it deserves A tier. Up next is Toy Story 2. Now, I think this is the best movie in the Toy Story franchise. It really expanded on it without adding anything that felt unnecessary or unneeded. I think they did a really good job, and I like that battle in the airport with like a Stinky Pete. That's in the top 10 anime battles of all time, in my opinion. I think this deserves A tier with Bugs Life. Right now, Monsters Inc. I think this deserves S tier. This movie is just absolutely incredible. I love rewatching it. Such an engaging storyline, and honestly, just very creative. I mean, monsters sneaking into the human world to collect children's screams. That's just such a cool movie concept. And now it's Finding Nemo. I think this is another S tier. That was absolutely outstanding animation for its time period. Plus, it's a really engaging storyline. Again, there was nothing in there that really felt unneeded, like anything in their adventure or anything. So yeah, I think this is another S tier. Next is the Incredibles. Hmm, Incredibles. I do like the movie. It is a good movie, but for a movie company that's kind of directed their movies towards, people of all ages, whole families, I feel like this movie is more made for adults than it is for kids. Like as a kid, I still enjoyed watching it. It was still a fun movie to watch, but I remember I was just constantly asking my parents questions like, "What's going on? What are they doing? Who's that person?" Because I remember I was just always super confused, and so I feel like that wouldn't really be. Uh, I feel like that's not really very good for a movie company. And now that I'm older, I understand everything, but I feel like for a first impression, that not really best. So I think I'll put it in C tier here with Toy Story. Up next is Cars. Now, I am going to make a brand new tier for this one. Here we go. Now, Cars is literally my favorite movie of all times. Amazing story, amazing animation, amazing everything. As a kid, when we had the DVD for it, I would just replay it over and over again. I just loved watching this movie. Now that I'm older, I appreciate the movie even more, and I've completely memorized the script for the movie. I've memorized scripts for a lot of these movies, but Cars is the one I've memorized definitely the most. And so yeah, this is my favorite movie of all time. It goes above every other movie. Right, now Ratatouille. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like Incredibles in the case of where it can be a little bit hard for kids to understand the movie. Overall, it is still a really fun movie. I think it deserves B tier. Next is Wall-E. I think this is another S tier movie. Honestly, I love outer space, so this really checks all the boxes for me. And the animation, again, the animation was incredible for its time period. The storyline with autopilot being the bad guy and stuff is just amazing. So I think S tier is a good spot for it. Up next is Up. Now, this is a really good movie. Honestly, I think it would deserve S tier, but a lot of the movie is a little bit superficial, like the events that happened in it, so I think it should go in A tier. Next is Toy Story 3. This is another really great movie in the Toy Story franchise. With Lotso, at the daycare and stuff. This is just another masterpiece, and definitely one of the most emotional movie endings ever. And I think this deserves to go with Toy Story 2 and A tier. Although I do like Toy Story 2 better. Up next is Cars 2. Now, I just want to take a minute to say that I think this movie is extremely underrated. And I guess I am a little bit biased to this, since Cars is my favorite movie of all time, but I was with the community that said Cars 2 sucked for years until a couple years ago. One day I was just bored. I saw it on Disney Plus, so I was like, why not? And I watched it, and it was a pretty darn good movie. Like, I see why some people wouldn't like it, because I don't really think it's directed towards all, but I still think it's a good movie. I think it deserves B tier. Up next is Brave. Now, Brave is a pretty fun movie, although there is a lot of child humor in there, like butt jokes and stuff, kind of immature things. But it is still a fun movie, but I think I'm gonna put it down here in C tier. The next, Monsters University. I think this was a great prequel to Monsters Inc. I don't care what everyone else says. I think this is a great prequel to it. It really like explains Sully and Mike's background. It kind of pushes that whole like you can achieve whatever you want if you work hard for it kind of thing. I think this deserves A tier. Up next is Inside Out. I do like this movie, but like I would really just like to see more in Riley's Briggs. All we really see is just the chaos of joy and sadness being missing, and then anger, disgust, and fear trying to take over for him. Like I'd really like to see more just like casual, regular things, and then a lot of stuff in the movie also felt very forced, like Imagination Land and stuff. And yeah, I understand the meaning behind it, but I don't know. I'm still just not a huge fan, so I think I'll put it in B tier. Up next is The Good Dinosaur. This is another movie where I don't care what everyone else says. I really like this movie. I really don't know why everyone hates on this movie. I think it's really good. And this definitely goes with Toy Story 3, like competes with Toy Story 3 for the most emotional movie ending. I think it deserves B tier. It's Finding Dory. Now, honestly, I think this is another S tier. Honestly, Finding Dory was just an amazing sequel. Like, they introduced so many new characters without any of them feeling unneeded. You know, like Hank, Bailey, the whale's name, or the whale shark, I forgot her name, Destiny. The heads did a really good job of it. I think this is probably going to be the only time where a movie and its sequel are both an S tier. Up next is Cars 3. Now, again, I kind of have a biased opinion to this, but I think this is just a perfect sequel to Cars. Like, I think this deserves S tier. Moving on about Doc's past, with like Smokey, like all the other racers and stuff. I just think they did an outstanding job, and then Cruz finally getting her chance to race. And so yeah, I think this is another S tier one. Yeah, and Coco, I'm not really a big fan of this movie. Credit is due where it's due. There are like a couple really fun concepts in the movie, but still, this movie just isn't my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of it. Up next is Incredibles 2. Now, this is a really good one. It might even deserve S tier. With the screenslaver, although with Evelyn Dever being the screenslaver, I saw that coming from a mile away. Like ever since Evelyn was introduced, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's sus. It's still a really fun movie. I love rewatching it. I think I'll put it in A tier. Toy Story 4. Whew, where do I begin? Now, before I rate this, let me just say that I am one of the few human beings that actually pushes sequels. Like, I always want sequels and enjoy sequels. And again, when Toy Story 4 was first announced, I was really happy. All the commercials and stuff, it looked really good, but I just don't like how it ended with Woody running away to become a lost toy. It's like, throughout the whole franchise, Woody's whole thing was saying, it doesn't matter if you're played with, what matters is just being there for your kid. And then in the fourth movie, he's just like, alright, I'm head out. So but I do still enjoy rewatching it, even though I'm not a huge fan. So I think I'll put it in C tier. This is probably the only tier list in existence where the first and the fourth Toy Story movie are both in the same tier. Up next is Onward. Now, again, I'm not really a huge fan of this movie. Like, I really like magic and stuff, but I don't know, Onward just didn't really hit it for me. Alright, next is Soul. Now, this is probably going to be the most controversial opinion on my tier list. I just really, really dislike the movie. When I first watched it, I only watched like 30 minutes into it, and I'm like, yeah, this is stupid, I'm turning it off. Like, I just didn't even have the patience to continue watching it. It just really hit it. Luca, on the other hand, Luca was a great movie for Pixar. A lot of people hate on it for some reason. I think it's really good. I think it deserves B tier on here. Turning Red, explanation isn't really needed for that one. I will admit there are a couple little clever things in here, but again, definitely doesn't live up to the Pixar standard. Lightyear. Now, this is another underrated Pixar movie. I think it's really good. It properly explains Buzz Lightyear's past and stuff, but there is, like, of course, as all movies, there's a couple things I don't really like about it. And the main thing being is that we never see any of the other characters in this movie in the Toy Story franchise. Where, like, all we see, are toys for just Buzz and Zurg, and then no one else. But in this movie, just introduced a ton, and I mean a ton, of unneeded extra characters. But it is still a fun movie though. I think I'll put it in C tier with the other Toy Story movies. Alright, and then right here I included a couple of the future Pixar movies to come. So Elemental. Now when I saw the very first trailer for Elemental, like the one where Ember's like walking in the train, I honestly thought this was going to be another S tier Pixar movie. And after the second trailer where we saw like Ember taking over the shop and stuff, I think honestly it's kind of gone down to B tier. But overall, I am still really looking forward to this movie. I cannot wait to see it in a month. Up next is Inside Out 2. Now, I've been another new category for this, just because of the potential flop of the movie. Now, ever since I saw Inside Out 1, where's it right here? I was like, this movie is destined to have a sequel. Like, I was really upset when they announced, oh yeah, no more sequels, and then they're just, alright, here's a new one. So I am really looking forward to this movie. I cannot wait to watch it. This, on the other hand, is this really necessary? Like, again, I'm a person that really pushes and encourages sequels, but Toy Story 5, Toy Story 4 wasn't even that popular, so, really, Toy Story 5, is that really necessary, man? 3 and 4 were both good endings for the series, so this is just not needed. Anyways, this is my official tier list. Let me know in the comments what you think of my controversial opinions. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.